I don't know of another couple that could do what they've done.
It feels like they're these kind of guardian angels for us, just making sure things are running smoothly.
They make an impact. They do it quietly without any fanfare or limelight.
Tom and Jan are a phenomenal example of what it means to give of oneself to the next generation.
I want to be like Jan and Tom when I grow up.
We're really happy to have the opportunity to have time and talent to put into the project, and all that happened when Tom retired 5 years ago.
Many of these schools needed a total redo of their IT infrastructure, but they didn't have the capacity to actually put together something like that. And with more of those visits, I realized maybe some technology project that could help all the schools was possible. That evolved into this idea of having a network modernization project.
Their initial response after the survey probably was, you could really benefit from some upgrades.
When I got here, the machines were falling apart. The internet was not very reliable.
As a teacher, it was frustrating.
If you know what an old mop looks like shoved in the corner, that's a lot of times what the cabling looks like in a school sometimes.
When we first started putting Wi-Fi into this 100-year-old building that's made out of stucco and cement, it was challenging to get a Wi-Fi signal from one floor to the other.
I tell you, 9 times out of 10, the first thing they're going to say is, I can't print. I come in for a lot of printer problems that turn out to be way big things to solve.
Having Tom and Jan structure the network infrastructure, the hardware side of it, in a manner that could be rolled out universally was great.
We'd visit the school, take a map of the school layout, and put the same design on it. So in other words, it was a one-size-fits-all, and it worked better than anticipated in many cases.
We had basically 72 hours to pivot from in-person learning to remote learning.
We transitioned on a Friday. Staff and students were ready to go on Monday. Big learning curve, but we did do it.
By that next Monday, we were in Zoom calls as a whole school. We were doing a live stream morning assembly on YouTube and Facebook.
Wow, the pandemic preparation through this was fortuitous in just too many ways to describe.
The work that Tom and Jan have done for us over the last 5, 6, 7 years was really instrumental in allowing us to pivot so quickly.
Hey guys, make sure you have your cameras on.
Trying to make those updates with technology in that short time frame. That was one huge blessing for us, was we didn't have that hiccup.
I know at St. Teresa and many other Catholic schools, our team didn't miss a beat, which speaks to both the dedication of Catholic school educators, as well as the readiness that the project that Jan and Tom led us through.
We have a strong Wi-Fi signal now because of Tom and Jan in our building that could actually be accessed from our parking lot. So for those families who didn't have internet access, we could invite them to access our Wi-Fi so their students could complete their work.
Social distancing requires different locations in the school to be used that were never used for classrooms before. But the design's in place there for you to be able to use it and add to it as much as necessary.
So this is our tech room, and this is where we do our planning, design work, and troubleshooting. White box here is the access point, and you'll see that in the classroom.
Rocky Mountain National Park. Oh, we went bird watching there a few years ago.
I can take a look at the activity.
I can show all the devices that are in use at a school and see how much is turned on right now and how much might be remote, not there right now.
So when we knew we needed to upgrade both our devices as well as our network, I reached out to the Archdiocese and Fulcrum Foundation, and from the device standpoint, we were able to apply for and receive a grant from Fulcrum to upgrade our devices to Chromebooks. And then, getting in touch with Jan and Tom, realized that based on our demographics, we could get a significant discount on our internet bill.
Well, the federal E-rate program, many of the schools didn't know that it existed at all. The federal government will pay through this program 40 to 50% of the internet bill for most schools and libraries across the country.
As a principal, we have a lot going on, and when I looked at the E-rate application, it's intimidating, and Jan and Tom took all of that stress away.
They would handle the submission process, double check numbers, and take care of all those steps behind the scenes that I don't necessarily have time to do.
This design and the internet behind it was intended to be equal across all schools within the Archdiocese of Seattle. Any school that wanted to participate would have an opportunity.
We always say our computers are not toys, they're tools. Every child deserves that, not just those who have the most means.
It's not about the finances that you raised at the auction to get your technology access, because Tom and Jan are up in people's ceilings and in their walls and connecting them to one another through just hard work, sweat equity.
We said 50 schools in 4 years and got them done in 4 years on budget.
All schools have access to technology. We couldn't say that 5 years ago. We couldn't say that. They prepared us to be able to meet the need of what we're experiencing right now in this time.
I am so grateful to Tom and Jan. I can't express how much they have done to help our school community, and it's so recognizable since March.
Our schools still are able to connect with one another, probably more so than they've ever connected before, and to rely on one another more so than they've ever been able to before. And that's because of Tom and Jan.
What a just perfect time for them to receive this award, because the fruits of their labor are in action right now and can be seen in every single school across our archdiocese.
Jan and Tom navigate these things with grace, with a smile, and never once did they ask for anything in return.
They do it because they have the knowledge to do it, but also because they see the need. They're willing to help with that service, and they're willing to do it without asking for anything in return.
It's great to be part of the community. It's great to be helping in a way that we feel we can continue and enjoy year after year. I would say I love being paid in smiles.
I'm hoping that our story leading up to the Archbishop's Award inspires others to do this.
It's just nice to have a chance to share our story, and hope that someone else will want to do a project such as this very soon.